Welcome to Question Time. My name is Mpotsedu, and my apologies for that little bit of a delay. Factionalism in the ANC is so entrenched that those who win positions expect to be given government positions or tenders. All the components of the alliance are weak, differing in degrees and extent of their crisis. Coordination among the alliance partners, despite regular secretariat meetings, seldom translate into alliance programs. Dirty money from private companies is being used to fight for positions in the ANC. This were just some of the startling revelations made during the recent ANC-led Alliance Summit held in Pretoria. Titled The State of the Alliance, the document formed part of a serious soul-searching by the ruling party and its partners with the upcoming 2016 local government elections in mind. This against the backdrop of South Africa and the world celebrating the Nelson Mandela Month and the recent marking of the 60th anniversary of the Freedom Charter across the country. But will the ANC-led alliance, in the never say die spirit of Madiba, manage to regroup and move South Africa forward? A reminder that this is a live program. If you want to air your views or speak to my guest, the number to dial 089-110-4210. If you're outside the borders of South Africa, 00278911042110. The Twitter handle at QuestionTime24. My guest is the ANC Secretary General, Tate Gwede Mantashe. SG, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Are you an infiltrated organization?
Not really. We are an old liberation movement, which is a governing party. And when that happens, the nature and the challenges facing that organization are new. And that organization must adapt to be able to face such challenges. That is where we are.
The Alliance Summit. So the first time that you had to hold, it was even longer than the national conference of the ANC.
Yes. The reason for that was simple. We said, let's not deal with issues. Normally, if you have an Alliance Summit, we'll have economic, social transformation. We said we cut all that. Let's just look into the state of the organization, diagnose the problem, come with suggestions. What can we do to strengthen the alliance? Alliance are in trouble in one way or the other. COSATU is having a problem. 4 of its affiliates didn't pitch up for the Alliance Summit. The party were questioning whether it's played the role that it historically played. The ANC itself is facing a problem of what we call sense of incumbency, the question of leadership that is getting kickbacks, grease the palm of their hand, and they become proxies of business interests in ANC structures. Yeah. A business fund you, promote Gwede Mantashe, and campaign and use the media, discredit the imaginary enemies in the alliance. And we're saying all these issues tend to weaken the alliance. Sango stopped a long time ago from a street block and village and township based. It's now a membership based. How different is it as a civic movement from the ANC? We ask all those penetrating questions.
And it then emerges that membership is dwindling in Limpopo.
I'm not sure of the dwindling membership. Let me tell you it trends in the ANC membership. ANC membership of conferences comes down, people don't see the agents to renew membership and all those things. And as we come close to the membership, they know that if they don't renew their membership, they will not have the power to vote. Then you see them renewing the membership. It's not something new, it always happens. You see, in 2011, 2010 in the NGC, we had about 649,000 members. By the time we went to the Congress 2 years down the line, we had 102 million members. And that happens now. We're over 600,000 now that are renewed. But I'm sure by the time we go to Congress in 2017, we'll be bigger than 1.2 million.
Okay. Ivan, you're calling us from Limpopo? Ivan? Ivan? Yes, can you speak louder a bit?
Yes, can you hear me, Mpo?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, how are you?
I'm doing well, thanks for asking.
All right, please greet the SG for me there.
He's listening.
All right. I've got a question. Each and every time I hear people complaining about Mr. Mantashe as a controlling freak, what is his response to that allegation? Can he confirm them or rebuff them?
Which allegation?
Every time after conferences, the delegates are always complaining about Mr. Mantashe. They're saying that he's a controlling freak. I want to know if this allegation, what his view on those allegations. Which conference in particular, Evan? I just want to hear from horse mouth.
Okay, the horse will answer just now, but which conference in particular are you referring to?
Okay, you will remember in June we had a conference of NUM. There were a lot of members there who were complaining about the very same thing. Each and every time when we have an ANC conference, members will always complain about the very same thing.
Even you're talking the NUM and we're talking to the SG of the ANC.
What is his response?
Okay.
No, Ivan, I left the ANC in May 2006.
The NUM.
Yeah, the NUM.
Yes.
I left the NUM in 2006. I was the general secretary there.
Yes.
Now, if people still feel my weight in the NUM, that is more positive feedback than a negative. If after 9 years, they still feel that Mantashe has a presence here, that's the issue. When people fight their battles and they become factional, they must fight their factional battles, leave Mantashe out. But sometimes when people accuse me as the Secretary General of the ANC, I accept that because I have a responsibility.
Yes.
But tasks are all over.
Yes.
People do many things everywhere, but I can't say I don't know. Even if things happen without me knowing, I accept the responsibility. Okay. That is the beauty of being a leader.
Now, let's talk about what just transpired a week or so ago. The
Yes.
ANC Youth League in KZN says we may be forced to consider a no-go zone for the EFF because of what they're doing in Parliament.
Young people say many things. EFF is a product of that recklessness, you know.
Yes.
They say things, but if they are guided, you turn that into militancy because people don't understand the difference between militance and anarchy. Anarchy is a militancy minus discipline. Now, once you take away discipline, that militance becomes anarchy. Young people must always be guided to be militant, but not be anarchic.
Okay.
And I think that's the responsibility we're having in KZN.
Okay. Fanny, you are in Polokwane?
Yes, sir. How are you?
We're doing well. Thanks for the call.
Yes, man. I would like to ask Mr. Mantashe at this stage. I just want his opinion regarding the state of economy, because South Africa at the moment, it is not doing great. And then it is as a result of the alliance with unions that keeps on crippling the economy to the point where investors are saying that we are sick and tired of this country. This country is highly unionized. So we are not longer willing to do business with South Africa. As a result of that, they are looking to go to other countries in Africa just because unions are making it difficult for them to conduct business in this country. So I'd like to ask his opinion regarding that.
Okay. That's it.
People must appreciate the fact that the auto industry in South Africa happened because of what we call ability of capital to move. When Europe and North America, Detroit, became very powerful unions, all the auto companies did was to open auto manufacturing in South Africa, in Brazil, in developing economies. And it is normal when you industrialize, workers become more conscious and workers become organized and unions become very strong and capital migrate when that happens. But what they discover is that you never run away from militants of workers because surplus value generation is a function of workers converting investment into wealth, but they never enjoy that wealth. So everywhere they go, China a few years ago had a problem of saying low wages. Today, one of the fastest growing wages is in China.
Yes. Because
once you industrialize, workers become conscious and they want a share of the wealth they generate.
Let's look at the local government elections approach next year. Have you pressed the panic buttons?
We have not pressed any panic buttons. Actually, we're starting to talk about what structures should be put in place. It's the ANC when it prepares for elections. Sometimes many people blame it for starting too late.
Okay.
And it is not starting too late. The ANC is very thorough with its preparation. That's why when we're preparing for general elections, people are saying by November we'll get 52%, 53%. Because at that time we have not started with campaigning in earnest, but we're putting in place election structures.
Okay.
Then once that machinery starts moving, nobody stands on its way. That is what is going to happen for local government in 2016.
Okay.
At this point in time, we put LEDs, PETs, that is election teams, which are a machinery of the ANC, wall to wall. Once that machinery, that we press that button, that machinery begins to move, nobody will stop it.
Nong, you are also in Limpopo.
Yes, I'm in Mokopane. How are you, Mpa?
We're doing well, Mokopane.
Yeah, no, we are fine. I just want to ask a question to Utatu Mantashe.
Yeah, go ahead.
The concern, man, uthini ngalento petrol enyuka every now and then, and it seems as if we are going nowhere. The only thing we are going to do is just paying. And the second one is about the e-tolls. Because I don't think the South Africans are happy about it, and Mantashe ngathi uthule kakhulu ngalondo. Uthini yena ngalento e-tolls nale petrol hike every now and then.
My experience with petrol is that petrol goes up and down. It is determined by many factors. The first one is the price of crude oil, which you see in the television every day. When it goes up, you can predict yourself that petrol is going to go up because the price of crude oil is going up. We see it every day.
All right.
When it comes down, you can relax a little bit and say that it is going to come down. It normally comes down. So that's why you should monitoring in petrol, because we don't produce crude oil. We import crude oil and then we process it, and therefore we depend on prices of crude oil that we have no control over.
Okay.
Those are called objective factors. But on it all, we came up with the summit, having discussed about it. We said the ANC government listened to the complaint of the people. It has cut it all by half the price. But the reality is that I was criticizing people from the Eastern Cape like Limpopo who complain about e-tolls. They don't have the e-tolls. They don't have the infrastructure. It is in Gauteng.
Unfortunately, we've run out of time, but thank you very much for the moment that you made. And I'm sure our viewers also appreciate that. That was question time for today. A big thank you to my guest and to you for watching the show. Get in touch with us. Our email address questiontime@sabc.co.za. Our Twitter handle @questiontime24. From me and the crew, have yourself a wonderful time. Content is next.